Ah, Norway, the land of fjords, oil money, and the northern lights. Norway, where the average temperature in summer might fool you into thinking you're in the tropics, as long as you don't look outside. The country that gave the world salmon sushi, electric cars, and an economy so stable, it makes your savings account look like a piggy bank. Let's dig into what's not so perfect about this Scandinavian wonderland. Sorry to interrupt, but Norway called. They said subscribing is mandatory if you want to see the northern lights for free. Everything costs a small fortune. First up, Norway is ridiculously expensive. Want a beer? That'll be $12. A taxi? Basically a second mortgage. Even basic necessities come with a hefty price tag. High wages offset this somewhat, but the sticker shock is real. Visitors wonder how Norwegians afford anything. The secret? They just avoid spending money. Eating out is a luxury. And buying a round of drinks is practically bankruptcy. The only thing truly free is the view, and even that feels like it should come with a price tag. The weather. A love-hate relationship. Sure, Norway's nature is stunning, but it comes at the cost of weather that makes you question whether summer actually exists. The brief summer is just a glorified spring, with temperatures never quite making it past the cardigan limit. And winter? It lasts forever, with months of darkness and freezing cold. Summer comes with endless drizzle, which locals call refreshing, and visitors call miserable. The unpredictable weather dampens even the most cheerful spirits. Norway's weather is an emotional roller coaster that rarely reaches a happy high point. The oil hypocrisy. Norway proudly boasts eco-friendly credentials, one of the highest electric car ownership rates in the world, while also being a major oil exporter. Norwegians drive Teslas, yet the exported oil fuels emissions elsewhere. It's classic do as I say, not as I do. Oil wealth has made Norway rich, funding green initiatives, yet the irony of fossil fuel money being used for environmental purposes is hard to ignore. The pristine fjords hide oil rigs lurking offshore, a dirty little secret under an environmentalist veneer. Taxes, the Norwegian way to have fun. Taxes in Norway are so high that even IKEA furniture costs more because of it. It's not just income tax. Alcohol, sweets, and luxury goods are heavily taxed too. Want a simple night out? Prepare to empty your wallet. The government has mastered the art of taxing anything that brings joy. Alcohol, snacks, even cars are subject to high levies. The tax system ensures that living in paradise comes at a steep price, and sometimes it feels like Norway's motto is, happiness comes with a tax form. The strange obsession with brown cheese. Let's talk about brunost, or brown cheese. Is it cheese? Is it candy? The answer is yes. Norwegians are strangely proud of this caramel-tasting blob, and no one really understands why. The flavor is unique. Sweet, salty, and vaguely reminiscent of regret. Tourists try it once, and that's usually enough. Norwegians, however, put it on waffles, bread, and anything else. The devotion to this brown block of confusion is baffling. If you want to understand Norway, you have to understand brunost. Just don't expect to like it. Too much nature, not enough cities. Sure, fjords and mountains are breathtaking, but Norway's urban life? Not so much. Oslo is lovely, but there's only so much to do before you've exhausted the main attractions. Outside Oslo, things get even quieter. Norway's cities are more like large villages, and nightlife is practically non-existent. There's a reason Norwegians escape to nature. There's not much else to do. If you crave fast-paced excitement, Norway might not be the place for you. Unless, of course, your idea of excitement is a stroll through a fjord. The elusive, cozy vibe. Norwegians love to describe everything as koselig, a kind of cozy, warm feeling. But how koselig can it be when it's pitch dark 22 hours a day during winter? Candles and knitted blankets do their best, but it often feels like an attempt to cover up the sadness of seasonal depression. Winter in Norway is like being trapped in a snow globe. The darkness creeps in, and Norwegians try to make it koselig. But sometimes all the candles in the world can't hide the cold, dark, and depressing reality. Norwegian celebrities, do they even exist? When was the last time you heard of a Norwegian celebrity that wasn't a Viking or named Roald Amundsen? Norway isn't known for global stars, except maybe a few indie musicians who get big in Germany. Norway's celebrity culture is practically non-existent. Sure, there are famous athletes, but in terms of actors or musicians, the list is short. Even the Norwegian royals are more low-key. Norway may be full of wonderful people, but household names? Not so much. Do you know any Norwegian celebrities? Let me know down below. The janteloven mentality. Norwegians live by janteloven, the idea that nobody is better than anyone else. It's great for humility, but it makes ambition feel like a crime. Want to pursue your dreams? Better not talk about it. This mentality keeps people grounded but can stifle creativity. Norwegians have perfected the art of not bragging, even when they have every reason to. It's admirable, but also suffocating. Janteloven keeps egos in check, but it also keeps dreams small. In a world that celebrates boldness, Norway prefers blending in. Potholes. A Norwegian conspiracy? For a wealthy country, you'd think Norway could fix its potholes. The roads in Oslo during spring are like a game of dodge the craters. The winter freeze-thaw cycle wreaks havoc, but the real mystery is why repairs take so long. It's almost as if the potholes are part of some endurance test for drivers. For a country that prides itself on efficiency, the roads are surprisingly shabby. Maybe the government is too busy counting oil money to notice. Either way, the potholes aren't going anywhere. The reluctant friendliness. Norwegians are known for being polite, but mostly by keeping their distance. Striking up a conversation with a stranger is almost taboo, and smiling at someone on the tram marks you as either a tourist or unhinged. Forget making new friends unless you join a hiking club. The social code is one of respectful distance. Norwegians aren't unfriendly. They just value personal space above all else. Friendship in Norway is a marathon, not a sprint. Until then, expect polite nods and awkward silences. The national pride over frozen pizza. Norwegians love their frozen pizza. Grandiosa is practically a national treasure. If your idea of a cultural delicacy is something from a cardboard box, you might want to reevaluate. Norway has some of the best seafood, yet they cling to frozen pizza. Grandiosa is everywhere, and Norwegians genuinely love it. It's a strange contradiction for a country that prides itself on fresh ingredients. Sometimes even in sophisticated Norway, nothing beats the convenience of cardboard cuisine. Midnight sun, a blessing and a curse. The midnight sun is beautiful, but try sleeping when it's 2 p.m. all night long. Dark curtains and eye masks aren't just accessories, they're survival tools. The constant daylight messes with your internal clock, leaving you in a state of confusion. Norwegians adapt by tricking their brains into thinking it's nighttime, but it's easier said than done. The midnight sun may look magical in photos, but living with it is a different story. One of wonder mixed with exhaustion. Everything closed on Sundays. Need groceries on a Sunday? Too bad. Most shops are closed. Sundays are sacred, which is great for relaxing but terrible when you realize you forgot to buy toilet paper. Sundays in Norway are a time for quiet reflection, but also boredom. Forget spontaneous shopping or grabbing a quick bite. Sundays are for planning ahead or going without. The enforced calm can be relaxing, but it also feels like an inconvenience more than a luxury. Fish for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know what's better than fish? Pretty much anything else when you've had herring for breakfast, salmon for lunch, and cod for dinner for the 15th day in a row. Norway is blessed with incredible seafood, but sometimes it feels like that's all they eat. Fish is on the menu morning, noon, and night. The variety is impressive, but also overwhelming. The love affair with fish is admirable, but there's only so much omega-3 one person needs. The language barrier. Norwegian isn't the easiest language to master, and there are two versions, bokmål and nynorsk. Imagine learning a language only to discover there's a second version. Even Norwegians struggle with it, leading to a lot of passive-aggressive humor. The language divide is a source of pride and frustration. The dual language system is meant to celebrate cultural diversity, but it often just confuses everyone. Learning Norwegian is hard enough without two dialects. It's a unique situation, but also a bit of a headache. Their insistence on cross-country skiing. Norwegians are obsessed with cross-country skiing. It's practically the national sport, and there's pressure to partake. It's fine if you enjoy gliding through the woods, but if you don't, you might feel like an outcast. Cross-country skiing is more than a pastime. It's a way of life. Norwegians grow up skiing, and the love for it is ingrained. The pressure to ski is real, and if you don't enjoy it, you're left feeling like you're missing out on a crucial part of Norwegian culture. The silent treatment. The stereotype about Norwegians being quiet. It's true. Silence is valued over small talk, which can be incredibly awkward for foreigners. Silent bus rides and unspoken rules like "don't sit too close" are real. Small talk is practically foreign, and public spaces are often eerily quiet. The quietness is a cultural quirk that takes getting used to. Once you break through the silence, Norwegians are warm and welcoming, but getting there requires patience and tolerance for awkwardness. Whale hunting, the controversial tradition. For a country focused on being green, Norway still permits whale hunting. It's a long-standing tradition that doesn't fit with their environmentally friendly branding. Norway argues that whale hunting is sustainable and cultural, but many see it as outdated. The debate over whale hunting is controversial, with environmental groups frequently calling for a ban. The practice seems at odds with Norway's modern values. The whale meat industry is small, but its impact on Norway's reputation is significant. Even the most progressive countries have their contradictions. Terrible TV shows. Norway's TV shows can be incredibly dull. Many involve people chopping wood or watching paint dry, literally. NRK even aired a 7-hour show about knitting. Slow TV is popular, but it's not exactly riveting. Shows about train journeys and salmon fishing test the limits of even the most patient viewers. Norwegians love the calming simplicity, but for outsiders, it can be a snooze fest. Norway has beautiful scenery, but their TV programming could use more excitement. The Viking overhype. Yes, Vikings were cool, but you'd think Norway's history stopped there. Everywhere you look, there's a Viking-themed souvenir, as if the country hasn't done anything noteworthy since. The Viking heritage is fascinating, but it's overused. Norway is so much more than horned helmets and longships, yet the Viking image dominates. The overemphasis on Viking culture can feel like living in a theme park. It's time to let go of the past and embrace the future. There's more to Norway than raiding and pillaging. Alcohol restrictions. Want a drink? Make sure you buy it before 8 p.m. at the Vinmonopolet, the only place for anything stronger than beer. And good luck buying alcohol on a Saturday afternoon because stores close early. The government controls alcohol like it's gold, which leads to binge drinking when people finally get the chance. The regulations make buying a simple bottle of wine feel like an event. Norway may have good intentions, but the alcohol rules can be frustrating, especially for visitors unused to such tight control. The disturbing love for lutefisk. Lutefisk is a Norwegian delicacy made from dried fish soaked in lye. If you're unfamiliar, lye is used to make soap, so you've got to wonder who thought, you know what this needs? Industrial chemicals. Lutefisk is an acquired taste. The gelatinous texture and pungent smell are enough to send most people running, but in Norway, it's a beloved tradition. Outsiders find it hard to understand how something that looks and smells like it belongs in a science experiment ended up on the dinner table. Lutefisk is a dish that's both fascinating and mildly terrifying. Welfare system, the blessing and the curse. Norway has a great welfare system, but bureaucracy is its curse. Want support? Prepare for paperwork. The welfare system provides a safety net, but the red tape can be overwhelming. Norwegians are used to it, but newcomers find it frustrating. The benefits are generous, but accessing them is challenging. Norway's welfare state is a great achievement, but bureaucracy can suck the joy out of it. It's a blessing, but it comes with a cost to your sanity. Norway's public holiday problem. Public holidays in Norway are scattered and random, making them more of a nuisance than a blessing. The sporadic nature of Norwegian holidays can make planning anything a nightmare. You never quite know when the next day off will be, and when it comes, it's often inconvenient. everything grinds to a halt, and the only option is to stay home. Public holidays in Norway are a mix of relaxation and frustration. It's a break, but it often feels like a forced one. So there you have it. The fjords aren't the only deep things about Norway. There are also some deep ironies and quirks beneath the pristine surface. Sure, Norway is beautiful, peaceful, and full of great people, but it's far from perfect. Have you ever been to Norway? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, thank you for subscribing, and see you in the next video.